Kepa. Oh!
Kepa's penalty miss cost Chelsea the Carabao Cup. So Liverpool have done it. They've won the Carabao Cup on penalties. 20 perfect penalties, and Kepa the only one to slip up. Kelleher was brilliant with that goal. Obviously, no keeper saved the penalties. Unbelievable stuff. But before we get to that, you've got the game. A 0-0. It wasn't really a 0-0. Draw was probably fair, but the amount of shots and the match itself was an absolute aggressive, energetic game, which the keepers just had a superb game, especially Mendy, who in that set period where Liverpool in the second half were dominant, they should have been 2 or 3 up. It was ridiculous, but Chelsea did have a lot of offsides given against them. The linesman every time, flag, flag, flag. It was unbelievable. The first half was all Chelsea pretty much. Mason Mount missing chances. They should have scored some. Pulisic, that brilliant save from Kelleher. Liverpool didn't have too many. They had a period of like 20 minutes near the end where they was on top, but Chelsea that half was definitely theirs. They just couldn't finish their chances. They could have been 1 or 2 up that game, and it allowed Liverpool to kind of have hope and go into the second half, not having to worry about getting back into the game. They were still in it. It was definitely Chelsea's, but the second half progressed. Liverpool were a lot more on the front foot. Obviously, Chelsea did have periods where they was on top, but it was majority Liverpool where they kept pressing, and where Liverpool just keep coming and coming and coming. It was that like 20-25 minute rush. Where Matip scores that goal, it's offside. It was a great cross. Is Virgil van Dijk offside? His leg is, and he is ultimately impeding Reece James. It's a very soft free kick, I'd say, or offside, but in the end, it probably was the right decision, even though they're making stupid decisions like the City handball, which happened on Saturday, which was mind-blowing. The referees in the league are the worst ever. I could do bloody better. Any fan could do bloody better. They can't see a blatant handball. That one, it's a soft offside, but I mean, in the modern game, I suppose, is offside. It was given, and Liverpool had to go again. It was 0-0. That was first offside given as well. Then you had Chelsea on the counter all the time, where Werner and Lukaku came on and was very attacking. But before that, Havertz did score, where it was a fantastic goal and another offside moment. It was just ridiculous, the amount of chances and goals that were offside, like just relentless. And then Liverpool, where they had that period in Matip, there were so many saves that Edouard Mendy made. He made one against Mane, he made one against Van Dijk where it was scrambling the area. The double save was brilliant. It was just absolutely unreal, Edouard Mendy. And then he got took off in extra time. Was it the right call? Ultimately, it has worked before, where Kepa has came up, saved the penalty, and it's been all calm and they've won the trophy or whatever. He didn't really save one and ultimately ended up missing a penalty. Chelsea fans at the moment will be livid, but then tomorrow they'll be like, oh, Kepa, he normally saves us this and that. Don't disrespect him. Plastics and very thick. I mean, it happens in every fan base, but overall, I would say Tuchel always will make that decision. He made it in the Super Cup where Kepa came on, saved them, and he won them the trophy. It's always going to happen, but Mendy was definitely the man of the match. He kept Chelsea in that game, although they did score more offside goals. Lukaku scored, he was offside. He can't keep himself bloody onside, can he? But it was just unreal. That Werner cross to Havertz was exceptional as well, but in the end, they didn't count. All disallowed, offside, and it went to extra time. When Liverpool took Luis Diaz off and Mane, Luis Diaz was absolutely rampant throughout the second half, absolutely skinning Reece James, who didn't have a clue. Yeah, he's come back for injury, but he was all over the shop, and Luis Diaz was unlucky not to score. Brilliant player, what a signing for them. But in the end, at the extra time, it was all Chelsea, because you had Divock Origi, Jota, they weren't really quite at the level that Luis Diaz and Mane was at. It was very slow, and Chelsea should have probably won because of that extra time performance. In the end, though, it didn't matter. They didn't score and put it in the back of the net when it was onside, so it ended up going to penalties. Absolutely flawless from Milner, Salah, Jorginho, all of them. Brilliant penalties. Virgil van Dijk, where Kepa's literally here on the side of the goal. He's got all that goal to aim at because Kepa's expected to go there, and Virgil's still blasting in the top left. Centre-backs just seem to be amazing at scoring penalties because they don't really have too many to take, do they? So it's unpredictable where they're going to go. Kelleher will be the hero. His penalty was very calm, whereas you see that with keepers because they don't really take pens, do they? He kept it on target. It was a good placement. It weren't really in the bottom corner, but it was enough to send Kepa the wrong way, and that's what he did. Kepa went for the blast, and obviously he's got to get it on target. It went sky high. I mean, it's still going now. Could have broke someone's arm. Ridiculous, and it's a painful thing for him because he's always kind of the butt in it because he's not really a good keeper apart from saving pens, and compared to Mendy in a 90 minutes, he's obviously the second best. But it is what it is. Liverpool win a Carabao Cup, a domestic cup for Jurgen Klopp. The first one for Liverpool. Obviously, they normally win it off and they don't really care, but the quadruple for them is still an excellent season. We're always talking about Liverpool at the moment. Mo Salah didn't have his best game. He definitely provided some great movement and stuff. What they're doing this season, it's a stepping stone. Can they go and win the Champions League now? Can they go catch City, which realistically they should be 1 point behind if City had dropped them points, but the officials are bloody blatant. There's a little compilation there of the bloody when Spurs score, Craig Dawson, whatever bloody hell his name is, just going, oh, dead sad. And there is a case against City where it seems that the officials are being very lenient to them. I know Liverpool and Liverpool, all that crap. Every team does get leniency, and last season Liverpool did have a lot of VAR stuff, but there's certain things that seem a bit dodgy, and when you've got bloody billions of money, City, you better not be paying the referees. Obviously it's not, they're just dog crap, but you could see that there probably is things where they're like, oh, we want this team to win, because it's just how they feel. But yeah, Liverpool fans will be loving it. On to the next game. It's not their main goal, main aim. The Carabao Cup, is it? They've got the FA Cup, which they could still win. I don't really see them winning that, but they've got the Champions League and the Premier League. If they win a treble, although it's not the proper treble, it'll be amazing. A quadruple would be insane. Could Jurgen Klopp do it? You wouldn't write these players off. They've won the Club World Cup, the Champions League, the Premier League, and now the Carabao Cup. Great group of players and a great game to watch at Wembley. Liverpool will be happy. Chelsea, unlucky. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe. The Reds have bloody done it. Scousers are going to love it. They're Scouse, not English. They booed the national anthem. I mean, it is pretty dodgy at the moment. The Queen paying off a pedo son so you don't get arrested, and she's currently dying of corona. Oh, not dying, sorry. Suffering the corona. So yeah, see you in the next video.